I always get the impression you want to look forward and not look back. How easy or difficult has that been to look forward to Stockport rather than look back at Wrexham?
I think for me personally, it's always easy to look forward because I'm always excited for what is to come. And I wake up this morning with 19 days left, 6 games to go and everything to play for. And I've been lucky enough to meet and to work with some extraordinary people in my life. And I've never met anybody that can change history and can go back and affect what's happened in the past. So always to take the learning and to move forward. And, you know, I thought Saturday, even though it was a painful experience, was a positive one because I thought we learned a lot. I thought we learned a lot about ourselves, particularly when we go into leading games, how we want to be and what we want to stand for. And yeah, it was good that the learning came now and we still have 6 games to go rather than the learning come much later, because then maybe you don't have so much time to influence what happens next. But yeah, for us, we want to keep playing. We want to be technically braver and physically braver in those moments. And I think if we'd put the 90-minute performance together, we'd have beat Wrexham. I thought we were the better team. I looked at it back, I watched it back, and yeah, clear in my mind, we were the better team on the day. We didn't get what we wanted. We know why. I think sometimes the whys are really important. I think the best teams always understand why they win and maybe why they come up short. So yeah, we worked that out and we move forward today and look forward to training. And
it's going to be another tough game against another side that are pushing for promotion out of the league. What are you expecting from Stockport?
Yeah, I think Stockport County are the best team in the division. We've obviously prepared twice for them, so I've watched them a lot. I've watched them live, Salford and live against Cowley. So we've seen them. I think that they're a team that can have 2 faces. I think they're a team that have real technical players and that can play through the lines and speed the game up and can be really well coached. But I also think they're a team that can play more directly and play quicker into Wootton and Avalafi and Madden and boys like this playing off of them and being a real threat that way. So they're a really good team because they can adapt their game, which is what you need to do when you look at the stresses and the demands of a League Two season.
Yeah, and in an age where analysis plays such a big part in football, how important do you feel as a head coach to go and watch that opposition live and see them with your own eyes?
I think for us to always see the game live is really, really important whenever we can, and sometimes it's difficult because the games come so thick and fast for ourselves, and unfortunately I haven't mastered the art of being in 2 places at once. But no, to see the game live I think is important. I think, you know, you get the context and you get the feel of the players. You also get the sense of the group and the body language and how the opposition feel. And of course, yeah, it's great to be able to have this information and to use this information. And I think then the key is then in terms of analysis, it's for us as coaches to know everything about the opponent. But then the skill comes in then being really concise and making sure you get the right dose to the players and you tell them the important bits, and how you prioritise that information I think is key.
And of course it's a very busy period, and you've said it before and I suspect you'll say it again, it won't be about just the 11 that start on Tuesday. It'll be about far more players than that 11 for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, it's going to be a whole squad effort. You know, I have to say boys like Riley Harbottle, Jaden Richardson and Connor Wilkinson, they weren't in the squad on Saturday. Really good players at this level. They trained brilliantly, so professionally. And for me, this fills me with not just pride, but also it fills me with I think I have a lot of respect for them as human beings, and it gives me lots of confidence in the group. You know, they're a really good group. You know, I told a story before the game on Saturday about Matt J, and we come off training on Friday, just before the Wrexham game, and the previous Monday we'd played away at Tranmere, and in the lead up to the game, Samson had lost a stud and didn't have a stud, and we didn't have a replacement, unfortunately. And so we then get to the game we get to end of training on Friday, preparing for Wrexham on the Saturday, and he's in the boot room, MJ, and I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm just taking a stud out." I'm taking out my training boots so that Samson, because I've got a feeling Samson won't remember, and of course Samson didn't, and he gave him that stud on before the game, and you know, it's a really small thing, but a small behaviour, but I think it says a lot about our group. You know, MJ is a boy that's had so much success at this level, been a top player at this level, and hasn't had an opportunity really with us. Maybe early on, the Swindon and the Bradford game, but very little opportunity. And he could easily be down and let the individual disappointment get big. But he doesn't. He trains brilliantly every day. I think that little behaviour shows how much they are with the team. I think it says so much about him as a player and as a person. And I just thought that was class. And for us, that togetherness and that spirit and having each other's backs is going to be really, really important in the running.